Hello, friends. Hello. Hello. Good morning. This is crazy. I'm so early. Hello. This is a pretty early stream for me. I should, you know what? Let me move myself so y'all can see me a little bit more. Yeah, it's probably better right there. There it goes. That's what we wanted. Hello. Oh, we got Sarah in the house. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Good morning. I'm literally just kind of here chilling, so don't mind me. Just woke up. Got some coffee. Feeling good. Got Sam in the house. Hello, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I got this session that I need to go ahead and edit, so I'm gonna hop in here and kind of call away and edit a bit. This was my last session I did with the GFX before I had to give it back. Jeremy in the house, hello. Oh, and now that it's official that I'm a Fuji creator, I can tell y'all the reason I had the GFX is because they loaned it to me. So I kept saying like I rented it, but I wasn't able to say anything until it was 100% official that I was Fuji, Team Fuji. Morning from the Bahamas. Hello, welcome. So yeah, they loaned it to me for like 2 weeks. It was quite nice. Where's my photo mechanic? Good old photo mechanic. Let's see, what are we opening today? This was portraits. There we go. We don't need to update. And then we need to change the capture time. This song is weird. It sounded like there was 2 songs playing. Queens, we talking about New York? I used to live in Queens. To even have it in your hands, I know. It was, and they let me keep it for 2 weeks too. Like that's a long time. It was hype. Such a good camera. The photos coming out of it are just like, ugh. And it felt like a Fuji camera. Like there was no question that it was a Fuji camera. Maybe one day I'll own one. So this should be fairly quick to call through. This was supposed to be a Brenizer. I don't know how it turned out though. So these photos, oh, you know, I can't even see y'all anymore. There we go. These models were wanting to take some photos for the dress manufacturer who made the dress that they're wearing, so I was able to get some BTS, but I haven't put the videos together yet because I haven't had a chance to edit the photos. So I'm gonna cull through this stuff real quick and then go ahead and start editing, because I don't like to be behind in my work. The only sad thing that happened with me in the GFX is when I was doing this shot here, and I don't know what happened, that 63 was like back focusing. You see that? It like totally missed the focus. And it was like hunting too, and I was kind of like, oh no. I don't understand why this is happening. Yeah, like look at that. So bad. So that was the only kind of downside that I had using the GFX. Other than that, it was awesome. First time here, hey, welcome to the stream. Yeah, this is probably the earliest I have ever streamed, which is why not as many people are in here, because this is early for us Westerners. I guess it's pretty good for everybody else though. But yeah, I tend to stream around like 11 or 12 here, which is like first thing in the morning for the West Coast and evening for everyone else. Yeah, Australia. Yeah, usually when I stream, it's like late for y'all, like super late. Did you use the soft light flash? I did not. This is all natural light. Is this the XT3? No, this is the GFX 100. You can kind of tell from the bokeh, like you're not, I mean, you could get some pretty decent stuff out of an XT3 or an XT4, but you'd have to be shooting it with like the 90 or something. Got the Aussies in the house. Welcome to the stream, y'all. Switched from Nikon to Fuji yesterday. Oh, awesome. Yeah, Team Fuji in the house. So this is a great example of how the tracking does on the Fuji or on the GFX 100. Because I had them walking at a pretty decent pace and it kept up with it. I was really surprised at the GFX. Like obviously it's slow comparative to your XT2 or XT3 or whatever. But for a medium format camera, that thing is hype. Love the positive vibes from Toronto. Hello, welcome to the stream. Got New Zealanders in the house. Italy, wow, we got everybody across the seas up in here. Most of the stuff you're seeing right now is with the 110 f2. Yeah, this was all the 110. Fujifilm creator, Hive, let's go. We're in there. We did it. It happened. I don't have room to crop that. I like this one, but I messed up. All right, I think that's good. Are you sponsored by Fuji? Yes, I am now a Fujifilm ambassador and creator. That means I am a part of Fuji now. Officially sponsored by Fuji. Now let's read metadata from files. Get everything we culled from Photo Mechanic over. Thank you, thank you. Oh, Mark's in the house. We can clone the smoke. Yeah, I'm thinking about taking multiple of those photos. Like, take the one that is the best focus, and then take the other ones and just use for like more smoke cover. How much is the natural fields? It is 25 bucks for the whole color and black and white. If you just want color, it's $15. Mark's always in the house. I need another XE3 so I can get one from you. I mean, we'll see. I have so many cameras. I need to get rid of my XT30 because I bought the XT4 to replace the XT30, and now that I still have the XT30 and it's just chilling. So but yeah, it's pretty cool. I can't talk too much about all the details of being a creator, but it's gonna be really cool. It's gonna open up a lot of opportunities. I don't know if you've ever seen the how sometimes Fujifilm does like photo walks. So I can do that kind of stuff now, like sponsored photo walks by Fujifilm, where I'm walking and then talking about using Fuji cameras and stuff. So should be some cool stuff coming up on the horizon. When you're going to have discounts on the preset? Sometime, I think. I really, if and whenever I finally get the Capture One version of the preset, when that comes out, I'm definitely going to do a discount, I think, on all of the presets in general. So keep an eye out for that. I'm close, but I'm not there yet. I don't know, the coloring turned out all weird on this. I might try and redo this photo. I don't like the way it looks, coloring wise. I worked at a camera rental shop and got the XF100 or X100F. Yeah, I've never had a chance to use any of those like little small single lens Fujis, but I really want to try one. The boy Tim. Do you sync Lightroom CC with iPad, Lightroom Classic? Yep. I sync all my, I don't sync all the stuff, but you can see what I have here synced so far. I need to take some of this stuff off because I've already done most of this already. What am I doing? I'm lost now. But yeah, generally, like, I would take all the stuff that I culled already, and then I would just like put it over onto the syncing part, so it goes on my iPad. John, are you planning to make a new bunch of presets again? Please let us know so we can purchase them. I have thought about making some other presets, but I don't know. I don't want to get into just like, oh, look at me selling presets. I really like the fact that the natural feels, it's my preset, like it's literally what I use. That's why I felt more comfortable selling it and stuff, just because it's like me, you know what I mean? Like I believe in it because I use it. Yeah, what is going on here? White balance all off. Probably should have shot in Kelvin. What are your thoughts on Adobe Bridge? From the Philippines, the $1 is 50 and the, oh wow, yeah, that's a pretty big currency difference. But yeah, there should be a sale at some point. Here I am contemplating between the XT4 or switching to the A7S III for video. And you start streaming with those gorgeous Fuji colors. Trying to get you on Team Fuji. I didn't adjust my camera. Oh look, now y'all look nice and personal. Sorry y'all. Fuji all the way? Yes, Fuji, Team Fuji. Them new Sonys are looking pretty sweet though, you know. I'll be honest. Them new Fujis are looking, or the new Sonys, they're looking pretty good. I'm already Team Fuji. Yep. Gas is a real problem. It is a real problem. Like every time something new comes out, and at first I'm like, nah, I don't need it. I don't need that at all. And then like in a week or so, I'm sitting there trying to justify why I can use it and why it's worth me to buy it. I mean, I'm going through that right now with the Mac Pro. I'm like seriously gonna buy a Mac Pro. So like every other day, I'm like, yeah. This is why I could use a Mac Pro. This is how I'm gonna use it. It's gonna be great. Totally need one. Totally, you know. And my wife's just like, yeah, okay, bro. Probably a pretty common question, but what is your favorite film simulation? Classic Chrome is my jam. I don't know why I like it so much, because I've heard that there's stuff about the colors that a lot of people don't like, but I don't know, Classic Chrome just does it for me. Like I'm about that life. Sony for the quality, but Fuji so fun to shoot. Yeah, Fuji really does have that, like, I don't know, fun and love factor. That's what I would call it. Fuji just feels good. I thought I didn't have, what is, we're about to reset this. Yeah, I'm still on my Hackintosh. Basically, I don't trust my Hackintosh, and I'm like a total noob. Mark in the chat, actually, he helped me out. He gave me the EFI to his setup so that my Mac was way more stable and I could actually use it, but I don't know, it scares me. I'm a noob. All it takes is me to do something stupid, and then, you know, my whole system is unusable. And since I do paid work on it, I just can't justify it. So I love the Hackintosh. I love the Hackintosh system. It's fun to get in there. I love PCs and being able to build it myself. But, you know, Mac OS, I still love Mac OS. Look at Smitty with the super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So yeah, I do all my paid work, my actual paid photo editing work on the Windows side, because at least that's like legitimately supported. So if something happens, I can actually try and get support somewhere. Whereas like if I have all my photos on the hack side and something happens, I can't go to nobody and be like, hey guys, so my thing broke, and they'll be like, yeah, because you're over here hacking, doing all kinds of craziness, you know. They're like, yeah, no wonder your thing broke. So y'all see me switch around sometimes. The Hackintosh side is where I do all my production stuff. So everything, yeah, Marcus the support on. But yeah, all my video editing, all my YouTube stuff, and then if I need to do screen captures, I use ScreenFlow, which is a Mac only app, which is so good. If y'all do any screen capturing for yourself, like, yeah, I know you can use QuickTime and stuff, but I always forget the name. ScreenFlow it's just such a good program overall that it's worth it. And you can do some editing, so any like zoom ins or pointing out a little part, all that stuff I do in ScreenFlow. Yeah, need a PC, so if one day you make changes, video. Oh yeah, I'll probably make some more like PC build videos and stuff of that sort. I try to stay away from them because yet again, I'm like new to making PCs. So you know, I don't want to be on there and everyone be like, this guy has no idea what he's talking about. I did the same image edit in Capture One and Lightroom comparison. Lightroom could pull back a lot more dynamic range, keep the image cleaner. Oh, so you're saying Lightroom was better? That is surprising. Everyone's always like, Capture One, Capture One. I mean, the thing that was weird for me with Capture One is just like, the sliders are so sensitive. Like in Lightroom, I feel like I'm pushing the sliders like as far as they can go. In Capture One, I was like barely moving them. And the changes it was making were so heavy. So bad. What have I done, y'all? What have I done? I kept forgetting that, you know what, we'll just keep the original crop. Kept forgetting that the size of the photos are different on the GFX. I like that 2x3 crop just because it's what most cameras shoot. Luminar, it's amazing but slow. I have Luminar. I've used it a little bit. I have an affiliate link, but I don't use them like that, so I'm not posting it. But Luminar's pretty cool. Yeah, there's a lot of other programs out there that like not too many people are using. You have like Luminar. You have Exposure. You could use that by itself too. I like Exposure a lot. I actually at one point thought about switching over to it. Yeah, I should have shot in Kelvin. The colors are all weird. What happened? What happened? I haven't edited photos for so long, I actually can't remember Lightroom. No, there's still worms. The worms are still here. The worms are here to stay. But honestly, yet again, me and Reggie be talking about it. Like, you just, I don't know, if you know how to sharpen the right way in Lightroom, it's not so bad. Like, you can get past the worms. That's why, yet again, I don't do my sharpening in Lightroom. I do it in exposure. And that usually saves me from the worms. Let me throw some black and whites in there. Ain't got no black and whites. Throw some black and whites in there. But yeah, the worms are still an issue. Supposedly I heard that someone was saying it's because of the sensor. Because it's not a Bayer? I'm not sure. I don't get into the science of everything. Scroll to the very bottom to the color sliders. I don't know. Oh, the HSL section. Calibration. There's different versions. Wait. Oh snap. I'd never messed with this actually. There's different versions. Yeah, I don't like to change that stuff up too much. Lightroom has so much going on. Look at this crop. GFX 100. I shoot Fuji X-T3 and Sony A7 III, going to switch fully to Sony for the focus system. Yeah, Sony's definitely in there with the focus. I'll admit that. They're definitely in there with the focusing. Oh, these are like the same photos. Take a look at Exposure and Luminar. They're good programs. I think I still have Exposure on here. I have Exposure 5, which I probably should upgrade it on the Windows side. It's on the Mac side. But yeah, it's a pretty straightforward program. The sharpening and grain in Exposure is like really good. Way better than in Lightroom. Way better. Luminar is great if you have like 10 pics to edit. If it's a wedding, it takes forever. Wombo combo. Good old Wombo. We got any Melee players in the house? Y'all know I'm about my games. I be in there. Switch all these to 2x3s. Lightroom is the best for the moment, even with the worms. That's my opinion too. Like, Capture One just seems like a slow program. It's good if you need to go in there and nitpick a photo and really get in there. Look at this GFX 100 crop. And I don't feel bad about this at all. Boom. It's so fun to be able to crop like that and know that your photo is probably still bigger than it would be Let's see. What's the dimensions on that? Yeah, it's like 8,700 by 11,000. It's still huge. How crazy. Y'all saw how hard I cropped in on it too. Like, look at that. I could still crop and still be bigger than an XT3 file. That's what I was just talking to someone yesterday. He's like, I'm just gonna get a GFX 100 and like a wide lens and just use one camera and one lens all day. Cause then you could just crop any shot you needed to. You know, if you just lined it up and gave it enough space. You know, you can easily turn anything into whatever you want it to be. Like a shot like this, you could just go in and be like, let's create a virtual copy. And then be like, okay, cool. So this one will be a close-up headshot portrait and just. I mean, I guess the background blur would be the real question, but. That'd be a whole bunch of cropping though. Be kind of annoying. Let's see how big this is. Yeah, 3,400 by 52. That's basically the size of an XT4. Like it's still crisp. It's still looking good. I think the XT3 and XT4, they're shooting at like 6,000 by 4,000 or something. Actually, I read the crop wrong on this one. Let me see. Oh yeah, this is the same thing. 5,800 by 38. Like this, cropping down this hard is about where the XT3, XT4 files are at. So you get to keep the GFX. I wish. No, that thing is too expensive. Even if they do give me any gear, there's no way they're gonna be like, here's a GFX 100. Great job, Fuji Create. There's no way. That thing costs way too much money. The latitude with that many pixels is nuts. Yeah, it's crazy. It really is just. But I could see doing it. I would do it. One camera, one lens. It's a little slow though. It can't really keep up with weddings like that, but like that would be hype, and just frame up everything with enough space. Crop it all. So the big thing here, I'm gonna cull down some of these photos. I think I kind of picked too many, so I don't want to be sitting here with like 50 billion photos. Just a question, maybe a stupid one. Do you know why Fuji don't do full frame? I don't. I think they really, it seems like they're just really wanting to focus in on doing the best that they can in the areas that they're in. That's what it seems like and feels like, at least. So, you know, like as best as possible as crop sensor, and then as best as possible on medium format. You got to think too, overall, they're a pretty small company comparative. Like not as many people are buying Fujis, so they don't have the latitude like Canon or Nikon does to just like do and try whatever they want to all the time. So I feel like they're, you know, staying in their lane and everything. Do you have a video on skin retouching? I do not, because I don't do a lot of skin retouching. I need to learn how to do sequencing separation. That'll be my next learning task, because I don't use Photoshop a lot. But with these GFX photos, I've been like, yeah, I probably need to learn that, because, you know, you can see everything. It's just most of the time, like, I'm not doing very often, you know, this kind of magazine fashion type of photography where I would need to go in and clean the skin up that much. with wedding photography, like getting into the photos and editing them that hard is like a waste of time. You know, you may do it on 1 or 2 photos or something of that sort, but if you're doing it on every photo, you're wasting your time. It's a little too much. Just get the stuff that's very noticeable and kind of go from there. Let me see if I missed any important emails. I did not. That's the weirdest and what I would say hardest part of the job is for me, between handling YouTube and wedding photography, is managing my time between editing content and making content, and then also replying to, you know, my couples and weddings that are going on. It's just like, it's a lot happening at one time. Hi John, do you use an XT30? I do. I have one. You can't see it up there, but it's hanging out. My little friend, the XT30. I love that camera. It's so nice, so cool. Such a cool little camera. I'm a big fan. Hey Jennifer, welcome to the stream. Good morning. What are your thoughts about Thumbtack? Still a good source for side income? So I have not looked at Thumbtack in years. So let's jump in here and see what they're up to. Because again, Thumbtack is how I started. Like, it's literally how I built my portfolio. So I'm a fan of the system, but I remember over the years, it started getting more and more expensive. And at that point, it was kind of like, now I'm just wasting money. So let me see. Do I still have a login? Email address or password was incorrect. Oh look, I logged in. What account is this? Yeah, that's right. I have 2 accounts because they don't let you merge stuff, which I was not a fan of, because I moved from, you know, the New York, New Jersey area down here, and I was like, hey guys, can I take my reviews? And they were like, nah. And I was like, word, y'all? I got all these reviews of all these sessions, and y'all just gonna hit me with the nah? I was like, thanks. Thanks. Profile, can I see my page? Look at there. I got my pictures up there. What a great time. How much does it cost now? I don't... Oh yeah, I haven't used Thumbtack in forever, so I don't even know. I don't know what they be doing anymore. So I guess I can't speak to it. It seems like they changed their whole system. This is all Canon. This is a Fuji shot, but the rest of this is all Canon. Yep. All this stuff is Canon 6D. That's how old this stuff is. Dang, yo. So old. Look at my old work. But yeah, overall, Thumbtack is a great way to start. Just realize you're not going to make a lot of money on it. And you have to be careful because you can easily waste a lot of money trying to get jobs on it. So you really have to kind of understand how to play the game and how to function within Thumbtack. Because if not, you'll end up wasting a lot of money. Gotta keep an eye on the time so I don't miss my speaking engagement. Talking about print sales with the pick time, folks. Oh yeah, the 6D. The 6D is what I started on. I loved that camera. The only thing about it is it doesn't have 2 card slots, which I shot weddings on a camera with a single card slot for like almost a full 3 years, which is absolutely scary to me now that I think about it. Luckily, I didn't have anything happen, but I was risking my whole life every wedding basically. Luckily, I had nothing, because that would have been a big problem. I'm tempted to trade my X-T3 for an X-T30. I find that I don't need all the features the X-T3 offers, so I'd probably be fine with the X-T30. Yeah, you probably will be fine with the X-T30. X-T30 is great. It is such a good camera. Because I mean, really, with the X-T3, you're getting 2 card slots. You're getting the ability to use a battery grip, which you can't do on the X-T30. You're getting a faster shutter speed, which, depending on what you're shooting, you don't need that. And then yeah, like little shutter things and stuff like that. But other than that, the X-T30 is great. I originally bought it to be my kind of flex camera for video. That's why I originally bought it. Like, come on, the X-T30 is so small. Throw that thing on a gimbal, and the gimbal is just like, is there even a camera on here? You know what I mean? Like, it's such a great little camera. See if we can straighten this up some, and we'll crop it. Yeah, that's the real question, is what do you use your X-T3 for? My biggest gripe with the X-T30 is it doesn't have the little D-pad on the back. It just has the nub. I feel like I can't get to menus as quickly, and because of that, I don't use it at weddings. I can show y'all what I mean real quick. Look at this cutie. Look at this thing. How cute is it? I mean, really. Look at it compared to the X-T4. It's so tiny, but it's like so capable. So yeah, on the back of like the X-T3 and X-T4, you have, you know, this part. Come on. There's no more face here. You can do it. There we go. This. So each of these buttons are set to something like changing your little focusing square to like zone or single point, and then you can change one to white balance. And so I have all that stuff set up so that when I need to change stuff real quick, like if I want to shoot in Kelvin because the auto is like being wonky, I can just boom, hit the thing and then switch it. Or if I need to go from single point focus to zone focus, boom, hit the thing, switch it real quick. Now the X-T30, you don't have that thing. I forgot I can switch to, oh no. There, sorry. X-T30, you don't have that. Like, all you have is this little thing. And I don't know, maybe you can set like left or right, but you know, it's just a nub, so you may not hit the thing correctly. That is my biggest gripe with the X-T30. If it had the little D-pad thing here, it would be an awesome camera. for like weddings and stuff. Either way, you can still do it. Like, that's just me and my issues with it. But you could still do it. Like, it would definitely be a great backup camera. I've thought about using it at receptions, because at reception time, I'm usually, you know, I'm taking something like the 16. So I'm taking my widest lens, and I'm just out there on the dance floor, you know, just like snap, 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 snap. So like, this would take off so much weight on me in general. Because I mean, yeah, it's tiny. Or I love using this for like shooting around with the family and stuff. I use it for video, but the only thing with video is it can only record for 10-minute spurts, which is not so bad. But yeah, it does 4K 30. It looks good. I wish it did 4K 60, which is why I ended up getting the X-T4 when they announced it. But it's a great camera. Does the camera's images look the same as the X-T3? Yeah, it's pretty much the same sensor. Oh no, it's not. It's a different sensor. So the colors are a little different coming straight out of it, but it's a great camera. I have, let me see if I can pull up that session I did. There's a video I did actually. Where's that video? I'll post it in there for y'all. But yeah, there was a styled shoot I did where basically I shot with the X-T3 and the X-T30. Why am I in 2020? 2019, styled shoots. Yeah, so I think all the wides were my X-T30, and then all the close-ups were the X-T3. So this was like X-T30, and this was X-T3. So X-T30 with like the 23. And I mean, yeah, it's good. I mean, I have one of these photos like on the back up here. Like, it looks good. You would definitely not know that it was this little tiny camera. I need to do a review on it. I've been like slacking. Yeah, this is all X-T30 right here. I love this dramatic lighting. See you guys. See you next time. Get some rest. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was X-T30 right here. So yeah, it's totally capable. Definitely check it out if you don't feel like you need to be able to have a grip and all this other stuff. Like, definitely check it out. Hands down, one of my favorite cameras. Did I crop this already? I did not. Straighten that out a bit. I'm on B&H looking at them and saw the X-T3. Oh yeah, there's a sale right now going on, I think on all Fuji stuff. Like Fuji, everything is on sale right now. I'm pretty sure everything is on sale right now. X series. Dang, 21? Yeah, X-T3 with a SD card Only $1,000. That's pretty good. Yep, XT4 with a lens for 13. XT30 with a lens for 12. Wow. This little thing is $500. I don't know. I need to look into all the other X whatevers. I'm not very familiar with anything outside of the XT series. Still hesitating. I've got my XT3 for 8 months now, but I find it a bit too big to just take everywhere. I do find weather sealing and dual card slots very nice. Yeah. Yeah, I would say if those things aren't necessities, you know, like, get an XT30 if you don't need a dual card slot. Look how cutie this looks. I'm about to buy one for my wife. She keeps being like, can I have your XT30? Go to other Fujifilm YouTubers. What lens is this? Can this... Oh, this has to use the XC lenses? Or can it use anything? .24 megapixels. Yo, Fuji be going in with their crop sensors. They're like every camera. They're like, even our cheapest one has the greatest sensors in there. What's the specs? Lens mount, Fujifilm X. So I guess it can use everything. CMOS, JPEG RAW. Image stabilization, there is none. Continuous at 6 frames per second, which is pretty solid. Recording modes, it does 4K, not 30. Oh no, it does 4K 30. Wow. Recording limits up to 15 minutes. Is the XT30 still at 10 minutes? Why does this one do 15? Yo, this little thing is beastie. It's like $500. Congrats on it, Ambassador. Thank you. What Fujifilm camera would you recommend for a hobbyist? Probably something like this. Or what's the I was eyeing, what was it, like the XT100 or something? Or the XT200? Yeah, look, this thing is $600. Oh, it only has the little nub on it. Oh, it has a flippy screen? Let's see the specs. Takes X mount lenses. CMOS sensor. Shutter speed goes up to 4,000, which is like the XT30. Continuous shooting. This thing does 8 frames a second. Does 4K 30. Recording limit is 15 minutes. 30 at 1080p. I mean, yeah, these things are solid. This is $600, y'all. Go buy this thing right now. This thing's probably tiny too. I love these little cameras. What's the gotta go. See you later. Thanks for hanging out. What's the what was it, the X100V? Is that the one with the built-in lens? Yeah. I remember when they showed these off too. I don't like the rangefinder style, but that's just because I've never shot a rangefinder. What's the X100F? That's also a rangefinder. These are cool little cameras. Fuji has so many. It's like they're still making film, basically. Polarizing lens for the 35. Do you use any? Nah, I don't believe in UV filters and all that stuff. I'm one of those photographers who are like, yeah, UV filters. Who uses those? X-Trans sensor is better than CMOS. These are basically the same photo. I'm trying to cull this stuff down a little bit. Ooh, excuse me. I'm tired. But yeah, these are like basically the same. Do you shoot JPEG film simulation or RAW only? So when I'm hanging out with the family and don't want to have to edit stuff, I'll shoot JPEG. Usually classic Chrome, and then I have a little bit of a tweak that I like to put on it. Those cheaper Fuji cameras are CMOS. Yeah, I think the X-T3 is X-Trans, right? Even the X-T30 is CMOS. Any advice for beginner at wedding photography? I think I made a video. So definitely check that out. I'll go find it for you real quick. Other tips? It's hard to give just tips because there's so much. But I think the biggest thing I could tell you is the biggest two things is just realize one off, wedding photography specifically is not photography. I'm actually gonna make a video about that at some point, but it's mainly customer service. And you have to think of it. You have to think of it as customer service first, and then make sure you have your hands on every part of the wedding. So like I actually make a timeline for my couples, even if they have a planner, so that they know what I'm doing and where I'm gonna be, and you know, like that type of stuff. Don't just let everyone else run the wedding day and be like, okay, I'm just here to take photos. Don't do that, because things will fall apart, and if people want to blame someone, they're going to blame you. If things don't work out, if for some reason you don't get the photos you need, you can't be like, oh, well, I wasn't able to get the photos because we ran behind, and then this person did that, and then this thing happened. Like, no, that's not going to work, especially if you don't have a timeline. Like, if you have your own timeline and stuff, and you can sit down and look at it and say, look, I planned out this timeline. I told you what I needed. I sent it to you. We sent it to everybody. This is the timing we needed. We ran behind. I did the best we could. We couldn't get, like, you can do that more so. But if you're just sitting back all the time, like in the reactive state, everything will get blamed on you and it will suck. So be in front of everything. Make timelines. Get shot lists from couples. For the family photos, get like every combination of photo that they want, get that in writing, so that if there was a photo they missed, you can be like, well, I had a list that I gave to you all to fill out. We did the best we could getting everything. We got everything on the list. So if there was anything extra we missed, no one asked me about it. It's just a lot. You have to be in front of everything. And that's the biggest. Think of it first as a business and as customer service, not as photography, because you will get in some of the worst situations in your life if you don't treat it first as customer service and dealing with people and that type of stuff. If you're just like, I'm here to take great photos, wedding photography is not for you. That's honest. Wedding photographer is customer service, like 80%. You're just expected to take good photos under any circumstances, which is the hard part about wedding photography. Like, literally, no one cares if there's no light. No one cares if your camera's malfunction. No one cares about anything. You are a wedding photographer. You're supposed to be able to make magic out of thin air. There it is, amazing photos, even though it was mad dark and no one could see and the sun was blinding you and everyone was squinting. You know, you just expect it to. So that's why, obviously, get good at your craft, but no one cares. That's another thing why I talk about like full frame versus crop sensor. None of your clients care. They don't care. Do your photos look good? Cool. That's like the bottom of the barrel that you have to have. After that, it's all customer service. So I hope that makes sense. Kind of a long answer. Yeah, Mark, if you don't assert yourself professionally, of course, you absolutely will get walked on and blamed. Yep, that is the biggest thing. And even, it's not even like asserting. Well, I mean, yeah, it's asserting. You just have to be very like, this is what it is. This is how it works. I planned it like this. We need to do this. And that's something I actually, I'll post his page in here, but my mentor, Phil Porto, so he was the one who really taught me that. I wasn't very good at it beforehand. I really wasn't. But he helped me get the mind. This is his page here. He just started his YouTube. But it really taught me that, like, at the end of the day, your couple paid you a lot of money. And, you know, money is like, some people it's a lot, to some people it's not a lot. But either way, it's an investment they made in you. And all you're supposed to do is get good photos. How it happens, what happens on the day of any of that stuff, they don't know and they don't care. So if you let other things ruin your job, you will get blamed for it, because yet again, at the end of the day, all they get to keep from their wedding is like the dress and the photos. Everything else is disposable. You eat the cake, the flowers die, the decorations go away, the reception venue kicks you out, you know? So he really got it through in my head that, like, under any circumstances, even against the couple, if you have like a groom or somebody who's like, I don't feel like taking photos, you gotta be like, bro, this is your wedding day. I am here to take these photos. We need to have to take these photos. I don't care how you feel like. So when stuff goes down, you have to be able to talk through with your people and be like, yo, you're gonna regret not getting these photos. So if you're gonna sit here and act like this, that's great. But just realize I can't do my job. And I'm telling you right now, it will be on you. So how about we take a breather real quick and let's get these photos. You have to be able to do that stuff. You have to be able to do that stuff. And yeah, once he taught me that, it like changed a lot for me. And usually too, when you're good at that stuff, especially up front before the wedding, you don't deal with a lot of issues. Every time people second with me, they're always like, how are your wedding days so smooth? And it's like, because I prep everything up front. You know, I'm talking with my couple multiple times. I'm having a meeting with them before the wedding just to be like, hey, is everything in order? This is what we're gonna do. I'm making my timelines. I'm getting shot lists from them. And my shot lists aren't like, oh, give me a shot by shot exact of what you want, because I don't work like that. And I talk to my couples about it so they understand I also don't work like that. But basically, I'm doing everything on the front end. I'm meeting with them. I'm making shot lists. I'm getting a specific family shot list. So I have all this stuff up front. So when you get to the day, they already know what's happening. They know what they need to do for you to get the good photos. And then you just direct the day and it runs and it's smooth and everything's fine. So yeah, that was a long answer for your question, but yeah, you got to be in there and you got to understand that it's customer service. Hi, I love these. What monitor do you use? I'm struggling with monitor colors. So I'm using BenQ monitors. I absolutely love them. If you're not familiar with BenQ, here's their website. So they have different styles and kinds of monitors, but the ones you'll want to check out as a photographer will be any of their designer, or they call them design view, designer. Any of the design ones, all of them they're coming through like 100% sRGB. Some of them have HDR. They're like made for designers, with the colors being extremely accurate. So you'll want to check out one of those. As a recent bride who also used to shoot weddings, there's absolutely nothing like being let down from crappy photos. Yep. Yep, you gotta be in there. It's really, and that's the thing, like, you know, the couple paid you. They paid you for it. So under any circumstances, your job is to get the best photos possible. Like, under any circumstances. And that's your job. Like, until you really gotta get that through your head, like, that's what you were there to do. So you have to, like, really, like, be there about it. So you don't use a calibrator or anything. Correct. You can, and you probably should calibrate your monitor, but I don't, and I've had great results with it. All the photos in the back here were edited on these monitors, and they printed out looking just fine. They didn't have any like weird colors going on. So yeah, I love the BenQ stuff because they came through just looking good and it was fine. Do I still have coffee? I do. They have a new ultra wide coming out that I'm kind of hype about. What model is it? It's like the, let's see, BenQ. It's the PD. I think it's 3240Q. Was that right? I don't think I got it right. Let me see if I can find it on the site. Monitors, design view. Do they have the, where are the monitors? Here we go. Yeah, the 3420. It's not out yet, which is why it's listed as out of stock. But yeah, it's basically a 1440p ultra wide. Looking at the specs, I think the only thing I wouldn't like about it is they got rid of the SD card slot. So the one I have, it has an SD card slot on the side of it, which is kind of cool because then, you know, I can just take an SD card and be like, bloop. And it's like right here, eye level. This one instead on the side, so like right here, this little side is where the SD card reader was. Now they switched it to like a USB-C and something else. So I mean, it's still a good setup. You can still hook up like a card reader on the side. The pricing is pretty good too. Like the one I'm using, which is the PD3200Q, I think them things are down to like $400 now. If I do end up upgrading to this ultra wide, I'm gonna sell these two because I have two. Y'all can't see the other one, but I'll probably sell these two and just have the one monitor. Level. Do you know your model number? Maybe it's cheaper because it's a bit older. Yeah, it's definitely, yeah, it's cheaper because it's older. I'm pretty sure it's like, yeah, the PD3200Q. It's a 32-inch 1440p monitor, and I'm pretty sure they go for like $400 now. I got mine for, yeah, they're probably $300 or $400 because I got mine for only $500. So. Because even when I got them, they were old. So they're dirt old now. Because I've had these for like 2 years at this point. So I like the background a little cool like that. But their skin tone is off. So we're going to paint in some warmth. What camera did you first use and how old are you? So I am the grand age of 35. I've been doing this for a hot minute. Now, I didn't start with photography, so I've only been doing photography, especially professionally, only for like 6 or 7 years. I had an interest in photography and kind of, you know, messed around with it, but I wasn't actually ever shooting. People kind of noticed that I had a natural talent for it. And when my wife got pregnant, she was like, I want to stay home with the kids. And I was like, that's cool, but I need to get another job. And she was like, no, you need to start a business. And I was like, oh. So I didn't know what I could do for a business. So I ended up being like, maybe I could do photography, because I went to school for music production and sound design. So that's kind of my bread and butter. Audio stuff is like, that's what I do. I mean, you see my little keyboard back there, like it's what I do. I was making music, I was doing sound design. I worked at a post audio house for a while doing post audio on commercials. Like, that was my bread and butter. Yeah, that's better. Warm them up a bit. So I really, if you think about it, I really only just got into photography. Well, yo, where's my dot that shows me? Oh no. Is there a way to turn that on or off? What have I done? Oh, thank you. Wait. Show the pin, I see it. Always. There we go. Thank you. I always hate that about programs sometimes, where you like, you don't know where something is, but you hit it and turn it off and you're like, what happened? What have I done? And you guys spend like 15 minutes being like, okay, I have no idea what happened. I think she needs to be warmed up in these shots too. That's me when I hit the F key in Photoshop. Yeah, it's always just like, it's a random key too, or like if you have kids and you're like, or like a baby and you're holding the baby and trying to edit with one hand, and then they slap the keyboard and then everything's different and you're like, oh no, what did you do? Now I can't function anymore. Yeah, that's what it needed. Just a little bit of extra warmth on her. That's what we needed. Yo, why is this thing not? I always be getting on these betas and then iOS 14 over here hating. Do 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 do. These are great shots, by the way. What's the occasion? This was just these models. There's a dress manufacturer that they wanted to get some shots for. So they were like, "Can you take some pictures for us?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then I was like, "Do you mind if I, take some footage?" Because that's what I tend to do now. Anytime I do just free shoots with models and stuff, a lot of times the caveat is like, I need to get video footage. So I got some pretty cool stuff coming up too, y'all. I got some secrets I can't talk about yet, but I'm hoping to get footage for that soon as well. Yeah, this GFX 100 in there doing work. Yeah, if I ever could afford one, I definitely would probably get one, just because I absolutely loved using it, and the overall quality is really good. And just being able to crop in on photos so hard, it's just so cool. Is Lightroom CC good as the Classic? I can't get my head around Classic. Yeah, CC is fine. And honestly, CC is probably gonna be the future. Like, that's what people are gonna start using. So I wouldn't feel too bad about CC. There's a couple of things that you can't do in CC yet from Classic, but aside from that, it's basically just the same thing. I don't know why everyone's like, oh no, Lightroom CC. It's the same. You know, if CC works better for you, I would say go ahead and use it and get used to it, because it's probably gonna be the future. At some point, they're gonna get rid of Classic, probably. It seems like Adobe is slowly trying to put all the features of Classic into CC anyway. Also too, with Apple moving over to their ARM processors, it's probably gonna make more sense to use CC. Like, they're probably gonna go forward with CC because they already have it on iPads, and that's working on ARM too. Whereas Classic is not on there. So I bet you money they're just gonna sit there, make CC have all the features of Classic, and then be like, cool, move it over. Nice. I've binged your BTS wedding vids and I'm just stunned. Thanks for that. A+. Thank you. Yeah, that stuff, that last one, just to show y'all how much effort I put into that stuff. So the last full wedding day video, which I'll link it if you haven't had a chance to check it out. That video, like, I paid a videographer to come with me and film me, so I had so much footage. So I paid him like $500. So, you know, I'm not out here just like, I'm not messing around. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I'm making this content for y'all, like, I'm making it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm making it. I'm putting my money where my mouth is, because I really believe in it. And I think it's nice, you know. I got my start watching people on YouTube, and I like being able to share the information with others and kind of help y'all get started and see a full wedding day. So, you know, I be in there doing it. It's not cheap. I had the GoPro, and I also had someone else filming. So I'll be testing out Photoshop and Lightroom on Apple Silicon starting today. Awesome. Cause yeah, Mark, wouldn't that just make sense that Lightroom CC probably is gonna be better on Apple Silicon because they already have it on the iPads? Like, I would think it would just make sense. If you're a teenager like me, how would you save hundreds of money to buy a camera? Honestly, just, it's gonna take time. Figure out small places that you can make money, and make money where you can, and just save it up. And save it up over time. You know, don't be afraid of the fact that it's gonna take you some time. Save it up, and then when you're ready to be in there, go ahead and make your purchases. Because when you're a teenager, you're in a great position. Like, again, I didn't really start doing this and start making money until I was like 28, 29. So I'm always kind of jealous of younger folk who jump in there and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna be a photographer. I'm like, that's great. Y'all get in there, because you can make your own money. You can make it on your own time. And honestly, depending on where you are and how well you do, you can make more money. You know, like, if you're between, you know, 16 and 19 or something, or even like 18 and 23, and, you know, you got friends and they're like, oh yeah, I got a job wherever, I'm working at Starbucks. You got to think of it like Starbucks, I don't know, you get paid $12 to $15 an hour. That's like, what, a couple $100 a day? Whereas if you get good with photography and know where to market and all that stuff, you could do like a 30-minute session and make $150. Do you know what I'm saying? So like an 8-hour day where you make $150 versus $30, like 30 minutes, and then add on editing time. So let's say an hour at most, and you make $150. So like, you know, pour yourself in. If that's something you want to do it. Practice now while you're young, and don't be afraid of seeing other people who are immediately making money trading time for money. Because yet again, when you have a trade, and Roberto Blake talks a lot about this, when you have a trade, you don't have to trade time for money as much. You can get more money for your trade and save time. And remember, time is the most valuable because that's all you get. Don't sit there and think that like, oh, you know, well, I make $20 an hour, but you're trading 8 hours a day. Whereas if you work it out correctly, you could make more for less time. So it's about time for me to prepare myself for this speaking engagement I got coming up. I couldn't believe you had that out there for free. Honestly, that most recent, yeah, the newest full wedding day it actually is pretty insane because it's like literally like an hour and a half. It was like the whole wedding. I have so much content from that, so much content. Yeah, Adobe's pushing CC hard. Yeah, they're gonna get rid of Classic. They're definitely gonna get rid of Classic. Would you rather use Lightroom's Classic or CC? I'm used to Classic, so that's what I use most of the time. Classic also has, the biggest thing right now to me, I think CC doesn't have photo merging, so I can't make Brennizers, which I do that off and on. And CC doesn't have as good of export features, where like, you know, you can set the resolution and this. Well, no, you can do screen sharpening. You can't open it in another program if you need to. There's little things like that CC can't do, but it's coming. It's definitely coming at some point. I can, let me see if I have. Open up some good old CC. I don't use it that often. But yet again, when I am using it, I'm using it on my iPad, so. I think it still has the sync. It's a cute looking program. I mean, it looks like an iPad. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why, especially for someone starting, yeah, it's definitely gonna be easier. I think you can filter it by like day and stuff too. I've never really used it on the computer that much. This thing's working hard. Sync it up, bro. Come on. You can open CC photos into Photoshop. I've done it before. Cool. I'm already looking to learn DxO and capture more deeply so I can bounce from Adobe. Yeah, everyone seems to be trying to get off the Adobe train. This may take it a minute to sync up, but I mean, yeah, it looks just the way it does on the iPad. There's an edit in Photoshop. Export, share to, edit in Photoshop. Oh, you know what? I wonder, see what the preferences look like. Use photo cache, store copy, enable people view, prevent system from sleeping during syncing, imports. Interface, language, edit panel, performance. Oh, there we go. Use graphics processor, custom. Use that GPU. I mean, yeah, it has everything Classic has. Does the iPad you use allow you to use Photoshop with layers? Yes. The CC version of Photoshop is basically Photoshop as well. It's pretty much the same as this. Like, it doesn't have everything, but it has most of everything. So like, I really do see Adobe moving over to these new programs mainly. My biggest problem with Adobe CC is the damn. I miss Apple's Aperture. Yo, I'm so sad about Aperture. because that's what I started off. I was like, yes, aperture, and the way that they just showed everything and kind of separated it, it was so good. But yep, rip aperture. I can't click anything. File type, JPEG, dimensions. See, like small, full size. Oh no, they have custom. Okay, you got your long side. That's good. Quality. You can include a watermark. Metadata, file naming, output sharpening. I usually do screen standard. But see, you can't do, while you can sit here and say full size, you can't do the DPI. And that's the biggest issue. Like, I don't know what quality means. Give me DPI or PPI or something. Once they add that in, then I mean, it's pretty much, it's gonna be full out Photoshop. Like, the editing is there, your presets are there. Where's the, how do you get the presets on? Oh, it's down here in the bottom. I mean, yeah, so I got my presets in there. So that's not a problem. I'm pretty sure the only thing you can't do is merge, but I think, did they add it? I think they added it. Yeah, photo merge. You can't do it on the iPad, but you can do it on the computer. So, I mean, really at this point, it's full out Lightroom. So yeah, if you're a person who uses Lightroom CC and everyone's like, don't use that, don't worry about them. Like, really the only thing you're not getting is being able to set the PPI when you export. Everything else is there. Your HSL stuff is there. It's just different. And that's the thing. Everyone, you know, everyone gets up in arms when stuff is different. Here's my HSL section. It's literally the same, y'all. You got color, hue, oops. Saturation, it's all here. It's there. It's fine. You got your tone curve, it's there. It's the same. You don't have to be scared of it just because it looks different. So that's the biggest thing. Like, definitely don't let anyone tell you that, like, you have to use classic. It's the only way to survive. Like, no, it's not true. Uh-oh. Oh no, this is fine. So yeah, that would be my little. And I mean, yeah, most of these edits I did on my iPad. And then yeah, you can, oh, my scroll bar. How cool. Export it and you have your settings and everything's there, and yeah, and then you export it and there it goes, exporting. It's fine. I only use my phone to edit with Lightroom. Yeah, I mean, it's the same Lightroom. That's the biggest thing people have to wrap their heads around. Is it's the same Lightroom. There's the export. Oh, hold up. Which kind of iPad Pro do you have? I have the 2018 11-inch hanging out with me here, right in front of me. It's great. I love it. I've questioned getting the bigger size, but I don't know. The Magic Keyboard is worth and it works on the 2018 as well, so definitely something to check out. It's good stuff. It's totally worth it. Digital asset management. Oh yeah, basically the library tab of Lightroom. Yeah, the aperture, the way it managed its photos was really good. Good old aperture. How I miss the days. All right, so I only have a handful left. That was a pretty decent editing session. I gotta jump off now because I'm speaking online for some kind of online summit, so I need to give myself a moment so I can prepare for that and everything. So yeah, time for me to jump off the stream. I need something like the iPad when I can travel again. Or I can, while I'm, yeah, iPads are really, I like it better than a laptop. I really do, so. But yes, thanks again for hanging out, y'all. I'm gonna jump off now and prepare for my speaking engagement. Thank you again for hanging out. Thank you for all the congrats on the Fuji creator. And yeah, we'll see what the rest of the year is gonna look like being a Fuji creator. Should be some fun stuff. Anyways, feel free to always hit me up for whatever, and I'll get back to you all. Thanks again, and bye-bye.